Because I need you guys to understand first why it's so hard for women to wrap their mind around this concept of being with the man that has more than one wife, right? Because hear me out. We live in a world where they speak of high value men having multiple women. I want you to understand the only such thing of a high value man is a man of God. I want to be clear, and I'm on record saying it. Your money and you being able to have that does not make you a high value man. Cause last time I checked, even the richest man on earth will not make it into the kingdom. The richest man on earth is the poorest man in God's kingdom. Listen, it is what it is. I'm just speaking it how it needs to be said so the women could understand it. So this one doesn't make any sense to me. So you mean to tell me, right? Hear me. As a woman, could this is what doesn't make no sense to me. A woman doesn't want to practice, a woman doesn't want to be with a man with multiple women, right? But by the time she hits the age of 25, she's been with at least 5, 6, 10 men. She's been with multiple different guys in a short period of time. Please explain to me what the difference is. You have women who are dating multiple different men at one time. Please explain to me what the difference is.
I got my swag right, feeling crispy clean. Girl, I'm the flyest mother you've ever seen.
Welcome back to the Hit Me Out podcast in association with True Hall of Fame Bills. I'm your host, Michael May, and today we're gonna dive into this message, right? I think this is a topic that we do gotta touch on. It's very important because this topic is very misunderstood, and I can't dive into everything all in one video, but I do want to touch on this woman's question. I've had this question since Thursday, but I knew I had a busy weekend coming up, so I said, you know what, I need to make sure I have time to chill out, got me a nice little glass of wine on deck, and I'm just mellow out and just answer this question at my own pace, right? If you're new to the channel, man, subscribe to the channel, like the video, to notifications. I want to dive into this, right? First, I'm gonna read the question out, then I'm gonna go back and we're gonna start breaking this down, right? So let's dive right in. She says, "Good afternoon, Michael. I hope all is well. All is well. I cut off the message. I screenshot it right at the moment before I was gonna message her, because I didn't want y'all guys to see the rest of the message, but she gave me the green light to video respond to this. So she goes, I absolutely love your man talks. Man talk is what I do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings, in case you guys didn't know. In the mornings. I had a question. She said, I had a question. I too believe, how can women claim to be a woman of God and not approve of polygyny? She goes, so my question is, I'm 26 years old. I'm a 26-year-old woman from Georgia with one child. And I believe I'm ready to deal with the man that practices polygyny. I'm sorry. She goes, here is the question. How can I put myself in the vicinity of such a man? Thank you in advance. Now, y'all guys don't understand. I do get a lot of questions on several different topics, but this one right here. So the reason why I feel like I need to answer this one right here is because there's a very huge issue with this topic, and I truly believe, one, I want to start here. She said, one thing that stood out to me in this conversation is she said, she says, and I think and believe I'm ready to deal with the man that practices polygyny. Now, she did choose the proper word, because she could have said polygamy, but she didn't. She said polygyny. Polygyny is the practice of one man with multiple wives. Now, I will say this. This is one of the main reasons why I believe women have such a hard time being willing to deal with a man like this, understanding a man like this. And the main reason is because this has been hijacked. I want you to understand please understand what's being said. This has been hijacked, right? So, one, a man that is a man of God, a man of Yah, a man of the Most High, Jesus the Christ, a man that understands the Bible, he understands that his women are wives to him, but sisters to each other. They take care of each other. Now, if you notice, I said it first because I said that first because one of the main issues is you have a lot of the LGBTQ community practicing this, and it's not the way that it was intended or the way it was in the Bible. So women, I'm saying specifically women, they're like, oh yeah, I could have me and a girlfriend, and because I'm bisexual. That is not what this is. What this is, polygyny. Remember, even in the Bible, I don't have to get specific. You can go read. There are many places and stories in the Bible where they speak of God is said to say, hey, if you wanted more wives, I would have given you more. You didn't have to take this man's wife, because this man, he had his one wife, but you wanted to be greedy and take his. So God blesses the process of more wives. Now, I also tell you, in the Bible, there is another area where there is a gentleman. Like I said, I don't have to get specific because the intent is also for you to go look and find out and read that. So I guess you kind of say I'm kind of trying to trick you to come to the word, because I do believe once most people open up that book, they could read and see where all their problems in their lives are. But anyway, in the book, somebody is speaking of saying, I wish all men were like me, which they're not. They don't have no wives. They didn't do anything but seek after God in his own heart. But because they weren't, he was giving instructions. And even in the process of giving instructions, he said things along the lines like, I wish all men, boom, 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 boom. And he would say things like, said I, not the Lord. Then when he said, if a man should take him another wife, the first wife, the second wife, the second wife's role shouldn't be diminished. They are all supposed to share the responsibilities. Said the Lord, not I. You see, so there was that interchanging where there's instructions showing you how you're supposed to treat your women. Now, there is nowhere in the Bible where polygyny is a sin. If you can listen, if anybody can show me where it's a sin, I got a check for you. Just show me anywhere, just one place where it said there's a sin. Right now, there are also places in the Bible where a man is commanded to practice polygyny. So that just goes to let you know, how can something be not of God or sin, but then God would command it? Use your brain. But anyway, let's keep rocking and rolling. Now, before I further dive into this, I want you guys to understand something. Because if I'm not mistaken, because I have to get this out the way before I fully explain this, right? Because a lot of you church goers, like, oh, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. I want you guys to understand something. Oh, God said, a man shall leave and cleave to his wife. He didn't say wives. First of all, y'all people like to misread things, and it's hilarious to me, right? But I will say this. I think it's funny how the church, please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. There is an Old and a New Testament, right? Hear me. Polygyny and tithing is in the Old Testament. But if we're under the New Covenant, under the New Testament, why does the church still ask you to tithe? I'll wait. Because I think it's funny that when it's convenient for the church to speak on something like tithing, when it's convenient for the church to speak on something like tithing, or because the Bible says, and in the old, the church always refers back to the Old Testament. So why don't they ever refer back to the Old Testament when it comes to polygyny? And I always tell you guys, I truly believe it's because, even that's taken out of context, but there is instructions for deacons, bishops, that they cannot hold a position of power in the church and practice it. So I truly feel like maybe I don't know, you have to ask a pastor, but maybe they feel like because they're instructed not to practice it, they feel like you shouldn't practice it. It could just be me. But now that I got all that out the way, like I said, churches like to use the Old Testament when it's convenient to them, but then they want to revert back to the New Testament, so they want to discard what they don't want, but then they want to keep what they do want. That's going to keep you. Y'all know where I'm going with that. Let's keep moving forward, right? Now, like I said, this word has been hijacked, and there are so many other practices. Women having multiple husbands, women having girlfriends, and no, my wives should not be having sex with each other. No, that is not of God. My wives staying in communication, holding each other down. Now, let's just say for an example, right? Because I need you guys to understand first why it's so hard for women to wrap their mind around this concept of being with a man that has more than one wife, right? Because hear me out. We live in a world where they speak of high value men having multiple women. I want you to understand, the only such thing of a high value man is a man of God. I want to be clear, and I'm on record saying it. Your money and you being able to have that does not make you a high value man. 'Cause last time I checked, even the richest man on earth will not make it into the kingdom. The richest man on earth is the poorest man in God's kingdom. Listen, it is what it is. I'm just speaking it how it needs to be said so the women could understand it. So this one doesn't make any sense to me. So you mean to tell me, right? Hear me. As a woman, could this is what doesn't make no sense to me. A woman doesn't want to practice, a woman doesn't want to be with a man with multiple women, right? But by the time she hits the age of 25, she's been with at least 5, 6, 10 men. She's been with multiple different guys in a short period of time. Please explain to me what the difference is. You have women who are dating multiple different men at one time. Please explain to me what the difference is. Not only that, then you have women, fellas, ladies, listen to me. Ladies, listen to me. Because I have to say this to you guys. Because what you want is an unfair deal. And I don't know of any man on planet Earth who is going to tolerate a woman who wants to give a man an unfair deal. Ladies, one, most of you come with children. Most of you have trauma. Most of you have what is it? Y'all slept with numerous amount of men. But then you'll sit here and say, I deserve monogamy. First of all, let's get biblical. Marriage is for virgins. This is biblical. You have to learn how to read. Marriage is for virgins. See? And the problem is this. Some of y'all don't want to hear the truth. It is what it is. Some of y'all don't want the truth. Some of y'all want this lie. Like, ready? Listen to me. Listen to me. How contradicting is this? How contradicting is this? What's this girl named Brittany Renner is now a Muslim. She believes in that culture, yet she's saying she's demanding a man that's going to practice monogamy. The men of that culture are allowed to practice polygyny. But now she expects a man to practice monogamy. Only her. Who do you think is going to be dumb enough to take that deal? Fellas, the delusion is real, and this is the problem. We have people out here that are making polygamy like it's a cool thing. It's a cool, people. I'm gonna say this again, ladies. If you met a man who is a man of the Most High, a man of God, a man of Yahshua, you already understand what I'm saying. And he practices polygyny. Where is the fruit? Where's the fruit? Where's the fruit? Where is the fruit? Now, if you meet a man and he says, yeah, you know, I gotta have multiple women, and he don't have a first wife, that is lust. He is practicing lustful behavior. Because, let's be clear, there are women who have met my wife and automatically know and understand, I got it. I know why she's your wife. I know why I know why you picked her. I know why she's with you. I know why she respects you. And my wife can vouch for my behavior. Where's your fruit? Where is the fruit? But we live in a society where, and I have to say this, women tend to make it like where it's like a cool thing. I have a girlfriend because I'm bisexual. That is not the way God designed it. Now, let's be clear. There is nowhere in the Bible where the word polygyny is being mentioned. The practice is being mentioned. That's why it's so easily hijacked by the LGBTQ community. But if you understand and you read it, and it says certain things are an abomination. If a man lies with a man, the way he lays with a woman is an abomination. You see, you know where, y'all know that I'm right. You know that I'm right. You don't want me to be right. You want to know why? Because it hurts your feelings. It hurts your little fluttery heart and what you believe and what your grandmother told you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. I know for a fact that one of the only reasons why our government hasn't allowed it, see, hear me out. How is it that same-sex marriage is allowed, but they haven't allowed polygyny? You want to know why? Because they haven't figured out how to tax it yet. See, because what they don't understand is they think that men want to have women coming in and out. That's not polygyny. That may be involved in polygamy, but a man having more than one wife, if he's practicing polygyny the right way, all of the benefit goes to the women and the children. See, but here's the problem. Here's the thing. Ready? Oh, I ain't gonna have my man sleeping with no other woman. Like, this is my man. But you fucked like 5-6 people. There are some chicks out here who slept with hundreds of men. You have chicks out here who are competing to be the first one to sleep with 1,000 men in a day. What are we talking about? So I had to share you throughout your whole life. You 25. I had to show you all these men, but I can't share a lifetime, finances, and money. Fellas, why do you, ladies and gentlemen, why do you think that they say a man cheating is considered him financially taking care of another woman behind his woman's back? A woman cheating is a woman giving away her body. She sleeps with another man. That's the ultimate betrayal. If a man is taking care of another woman behind his woman's back, that's the ultimate betrayal. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But now let's dive back into this, man. As you guys can already see, I absolutely love your man talking woman. I had a question. I too believe, how can a woman claim to be a woman of God and not approve of polygyny? I'm gonna say this till I'm blue in the face. If you are a woman of God, if you say that you're a woman of God and you're not okay with polygyny, you may need to rethink. You may need to reread, because you know what it is? You're stuck in what you were taught. This is the reason why most women who say I'm a woman of God, but I don't believe in polygyny, because she's stuck. She needs to go listen to that song. There's a power in the name of Jesus to break every chain. She needs to go break those chains, because she's only saying that because she was taught that. Because if she read the book, she would know who lied to me. Somebody lied. Somebody lied to me somewhere along the lines here. And now to break that chain is gonna take her time. That's the part, right? Now let's keep going. So my question is, I'm 26 years old, woman from Georgia. Let me start with this. You may need to move. You know I ain't lying. You may need to move. You may need to relocate. Cause last time I checked, isn't like Georgia, big parts of Georgia, especially Atlanta, like the capital of like the LGBTQ movement? You probably need to move. That's one. With one child. Now I will say this. Look at this part right here. This is the part. And I think and believe I'm ready. Wrong. Nope. Ma'am, you're not ready. Ma'am, you are not ready. I think and believe wrong. You see? So here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. There are some women who are realizing the truth about the word. And let's be clear, y'all. All of the books that were in the Bible, they're not in the Bible. A lot of books were taken out to hide information. If you don't believe so, there are many books that are referred to in the Bible that you can't find in the Bible. So that should let you already know, why would they pull something out of the Bible? Like, who dictated that? Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church. Some of y'all better do your history, man. But now, anyway. So here's my problem with this, right? And this is, I'm not saying her. Hear me out. Let's just say I met a 21-year-old, right? She's a woman of God. And I told her, I do practice polygyny. And speaking and talking, whatever, maybe we were hanging out and both of my wives or whatever, they're there. And she turns around and says, I got wind that you practice polygyny. And I'm like, I do. Oh, that's amazing. XYZ, this and that. You know when somebody's curious, and you know when somebody thinks that you're full of ish. But this young lady is really curious. She's like, I really want to understand what is the process? What is this? What is that? That's a whole nother video for another time. But I want you to understand something. You can tell when a woman is doing it because she's desperate, or a woman is doing it for the right reasons. And if a woman is not doing it for the right people, hear me out. The only reason why I had to come at it from that angle is because we live in a time where not only men, but now you have women all over YouTube. In case you guys didn't know, YouTube is official. Listen to me, y'all. YouTube is officially the biggest platform on earth. It's bigger than ESPN. It's bigger than any other app. YouTube is the biggest platform in the world. And you have women out here saying things like, a man should not date a single mother with children. Why? Because the problems that come along with it. Sometimes the women, they could be corrupted. They're under they're not really, they ain't got their mind right. There's so many different things. The fathers, you know what I'm saying? The mothers don't got the fathers in check. It does come with a lot of problems. But not only do you have men now you have women. So I'm not saying that she's saying it now. Now I will say this: she is trying to correct it she may be a little too late. I think like 26. See, people, hear me out. Y'all don't understand this. There is a huge difference between 22 and 26. There's a huge difference between a 23-year-old woman and a 27-year-old woman. There is a huge, you may think that it is not, it's a huge difference. You want to know why? If you only knew what a woman goes through in a month, in a year, you would understand that 2 years is a lot. 2 years is a lot. For a man, it's not. But now, so back to this, I don't think she's ready. So she goes, now back to her question. I'm sorry, here's my question. How can I put myself in the vicinity of such a man? Now I will say this. Number one, this is something that most women are taught to hate masculine traits of men. They are taught to hate everything masculine about a man. A man, if you know a man has a wife, why? Ladies, listen to this, but before I get to that, have you noticed you'll see women divorcing their husbands? Oh, I divorced him because I'm not happy. First of all, there's nowhere in the Bible that speaks about happiness. Your happiness in a marriage is not important. A man's happiness in a marriage is not important. Marriage is about duty. A relationship is about duty and responsibilities. But now, isn't it funny that most of these guys go on to get married and the women are still single? Are you not understanding that alone is a tell sign that maybe the problem wasn't the man? Anyway, I lost you with that. Let's get back to the story. Now, the problem is this. Women don't know how to properly vet men. I'm just speaking facts. Women don't know how to properly vet men. Now, and here's the thing. Now you have women at older ages talking about a man has to court me. I keep telling you, fellas, don't you ever dare find yourself trying to court an older woman. You don't court older women. You don't court older women. Courtship is a young girl's game. I told y'all, the oldest possibly I would court is maybe the oldest, maybe possibly 25. But listen to me. If the woman is not under her father's roof, you have no business courting her. Because courtship takes the men in the family to consistently vet you. The men in the family, how are you are to dwell with the men in the family before you even go outside in the street with that woman. How can you do that if she wants to run out of the house and she wants to live on her own? Or what's to say she living with a girlfriend? There are some girls who are living in their grandparents' house. How can I court you if you're not directly under your father's care? See, this is the part where a lot of y'all have a hard time, because a lot of this is a hard pill to swallow. Then on top of that, how do you expect, fellas, listen to me. Now, me and her went on to have a conversation. She's 26, right? She's 26. I asked her, before she had that child, was she married? No. You are not entitled to courtship. You don't qualify. Not saying she asked, but I learned more about her. This woman right here is not qualified for courtship because she gave a man the ultimate sacrificing gift. She gave him a child. Now, when there was no wedding, there was no nothing. If a woman had a child in a marriage, that's different. And see, because I keep telling you guys, this is the part that a lot of you guys don't understand, right? If you really read the Bible, I think one of the most dumbest and contradicting statements I've ever heard in the church is no sex before marriage. No sex before marriage is a sin. How stupid of a statement is that? Sex equals marriage. The Bible describes when you have intercourse, that is the marriage. That's the sealing of the marriage. The problem is y'all don't read. Y'all don't read. That's the issue. And then people wonder why they're so lost with and from this information, because nobody ever told them the truth. And here's the thing. What father is going to tell his daughter the truth about that? What father? You know what it is though? But you know what women are taught? Oh, he got to be 6 foot. He can't be chubby. He got to have 6-pack abs. He got to have a long horse dick. He got to be hung to the... He got to pay all the bills. Not 50-50. He got to pay... This is, and why do you think women are struggling to find men? Because they sleeping with man to man to man to man, and they comparing this man to that man to that man to that man to that man, and they trying to find one man that has everything. That's not how God designed it. It's not how God designed it. But then now, now there are women all over the internet talking about, well, I'll deal with a man who makes money because he's gonna take care of me. See, fellas, like I always tell you, women do not, fellas, you are in love. Women are in business. And the truth is this, I don't have no problem with that. Because people, back in the day, people did not marry for love. They did not marry for love. Understand something. Even in the Bible it says, and on this day, 7 women will flock to one man, saying, give me your last name to remove my reproach. I will take care of my own food and my own raiment. People, I keep breaking this down to y'all because you don't see what's happening. You don't see all these single mothers. You don't see all these women's houses going into foreclosure. Fellas, the government is tired of taking care of these women. That's why I told you guys, get ready. There is a bachelor tax on the way. Oh, you want to be 23 and over and be single and not take care of no woman? We're going to tax you. The more money you make, oh, you can take care of another woman. Why do you think I always said one of the most selfish women on planet Earth is Kobe Bryant's wife? A man worth 400 million and you want to keep him to yourself? You know how many wives and children he can give them better lives? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There are some women who are single mothers who need to look at that guy like, man, he has a wife, but he's a man of God and he about his business. Now, let me answer this question. I think if you really want to approach a man, the first thing a woman should ask a man, right? Especially if you know he's married. You know he's married. The first thing you should ask him is how long you been with your wife, right? Now, I can't answer the question as far as put yourself in that vicinity. I'm just saying you have to pay attention, right? You got to pay attention, because you can, not that you can tell who practices polygyny, but when you know of it, you should ask certain questions. How long you been with your wife? If he says 2 years, that's not enough. I think the starting point is like 5 years. 5 years is a starting point. 5 years, you guys have been through enough wars to be able to figure out whether he can go through some battles or not. You understand? How much older? I've already showed you guys this. Now there are women on the internet, I showed you the other day on my live stream, trying to tell women, you're supposed to be dating older men. First of all, I've always said this. Ladies, if you're listening to me, please listen to me closely. If you are 25 and under, and you're trying to date a 25-year-old man, 23, or a man your age, and you wonder why you're not getting the results, or you expect a man at that age to give you the life that I can give you, you're fucking stupid. I said it. You're fucking stupid and you're delusional. See, 'cause here's the problem. A lot of you women, this is the part. You want what older men have to give, but you don't want to deal with the older man. Okay? Suffer the consequences. Because the older women are going to suffer the consequences too. Because that's why the older women try to shame the men into not dating younger women, because older women feel entitled to those men that bust it. Fellas, there is no way. I am 10 years my wife's senior. There is no way in hell I busted my ass. I worked my ass off the best I could. My network, building my network, to end up with a woman who was 40 years old. Not happening, Captain. Not happening. I'm just saying. It's not happening. She would have to be younger. Now, another thing is this. You have to ask questions as a woman. Now, I will say this. Don't ask, unless you're a straight shooter, unless you are comfortable talking to that man and you can just come out and say, hey, look, maybe you could run it by your wife and see how would she feel about taking me on as a sister wife. If she's comfortable with you to ask you that, that's the way she should go. But if not, you got to keep asking questions. And you have to show that you're interested in actually understanding what it is that he believes as a man of God. Because here's the thing. Every man would love to practice polygamy. But if you're a woman of God, woman of the Most High, see, and if you guys understand, I'm being very careful when I'm saying this, because I think the only men that should be practicing polygyny are men of God. Men who are going to be responsible and take care of these women for a lifetime. It is what it is, whether you like it or not. But now to this lady right here, I think once she has to really, really, really be decisive in what she really wants to do, but she's gonna have to pick a man's brain. And like I told her, if you know this man and you're comfortable enough talking to him, say, can you give me more information on polygyny? Ask for the information. Because ladies, before I let y'all go, what is the point of you fighting biblical polygyny if you're going to be from man to man to man and you're going to leave them for cheating on you? Tell me, how does that make sense? So you're going to leave every man is possibly going to step out on you and be with another woman. So every time a man cheats on you, you're going to leave? You might as well be with somebody who practices polygyny the right way. At least you know that you're going to be taken care of. It is what it is, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. I'm your host, Michael May. Thank you for being here. Another episode of Man Talk. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Like the video, turn notifications, man. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all already know. Y'all tu sabe. Wepa.